my Facebook Live this morning. I am Joan Ranquet, and in case you don't know, I'm an animal communicator and an author, and I've been an author and I've been an animal communicator for over 25 years. I have a couple books out, Communication with All Life with Hay House, and Energy Healing for Animals with Sounds True. I've been a TEDx speaker. I am the founder of Communication with All Life University, a program for people to become animal communicators and or energy healers or both. And I've had my school. This is my 10-year anniversary, which is partly why I'm doing these things, because I've been teaching this is year 21 as a teacher for animal communication and for energy healing, but it's also year 10 for my school, Communication with All Life University. And as part of the school, one of the things that the school is doing is it's really starting to expand. We have programs in a college. We have, and I teach animal communication and EFT at that college, Stevens College in Columbia, Missouri. And I have gotten this work into China. We have plans for some more expansion in the next 3 to 5 years. And so it's really important for me to get the word out. And on top of it all, I've always had a mission to empower others to deeply connect with all life, so that together we can give voice to those who can't speak for themselves. And as a result, we'll accidentally heal the planet, right? So the more I am in touch with my mission every day, which is on my wall over there. So I see my mission every day. I typed it out probably about 15 years ago. And so when I stay on task with my mission, life is good. And when I stay on task with my mission and share it with others, life is even better. And life is better because this year I really literally want to be able to help over 1 million animals. And if I'm helping 1 million animals, then as a result, I'm helping a bunch of people too. But I can't do this alone, right? So that's part of my mission now, is to be able to cast my net wide and far and bring an army in of people. There's so much work to do on the planet, right? Like I know if you're like me, you might stay up late at night worrying about things like all the animals in the shelter, or poaching, or animals in factory farms, or even animals that are being tested on. And so many there are a lot of ills in the world that I can't solve by myself, but if I get a collective together, which is you guys, we're going to be able to really make a difference on the planet. And I know that you're probably somebody that's like me, that was absolutely crazy about animals your whole life, and you've been somebody who has maybe you work with animals. And actually, I would love it if you work with animals and you could type that in. That would be so great. Start to tell me what you do if you already work with animals, or if you don't work with animals yet and you want to, just type yes, because I have a feeling that in order to get this mission going, I'm going to need your help on some level. And part of it is being able to educate. So I'm going to do something I've never done before. And next week I will be doing a Facebook Live masterclass in a group, in a Facebook group. And we're going to go over things. I've got things, the topics that I'll be going over will be animal communication. I'm trying to think. I have a little bit of animal communication, a little bit of healing. We'll be doing some EFT. We'll be doing a lot of things that I've never done before in a Facebook group. I mean, this is going to be really cool. So those are some of the things that I will be going over, and I would love for you to join that, because I think that the more this goes really deep, and I have a feeling, there's a lot of people out there that love animals, right? Plenty of people, most of the planet, or at least a good chunk of it. But then there's some of you that are really unique, and you want to do something more, and you maybe you didn't have the support around you. So you might feel really isolated in this mission, and that's where I'm saying just join us, because there's no reason to be isolated when I know I'm going to get a whole bunch of great people. Are people, Claudia, saying yes to any of this? Are people responding?
People are responding. Mitchell Osborne says, I'm a professional intuitive animal communicator. Love your work and learned so much from you.
Thank
Daisha
you.
is watching. Tammy Joyful Lesher is watching. Eleanor Narayani Cohen. Hi, Joan.
Hi. Hi,
so
Eleanor.
Cindy Harris says hello.
Hi, Cindy. Cindy's just joined the big program. Hooray.
So, yeah, people are signing on.
Okay, cool. So, I can't express enough how much you don't have to feel alone in this work, because there are a whole bunch of us. I was just telling someone yesterday that, ironically, this is what's so wacky. I went to one school, and I went to another school, and then I went to college, right? So I have 3 kind of schools that I went to. And in that, my interest, I grew up with horses, so people knew me as having horses when I was young. And I rode in college, but the thing is that, ironically, to connect back with all of my old friends, they're all a bunch of animal freaks. Like, almost everybody that I grew up with in a neighborhood, we all live with our horses now. Almost everybody that I connect with from my old Forest Ridge days, from my other high school I went to briefly, and even college, like literally everybody that I hung out with back then, we're still those animal weirdos. So I have a feeling that if you look around, you're not alone, but you just might feel alone in this way. But it's amazing how when we start coming together, I'm going to throw out a really bizarre statistic. Did you know did you know that the FBI considers animal people to be the biggest threat in this country? Because once we come together, we're so passionate that we're scary. So I don't want to stay scary. I just want to stay fun. But, we need to come together because there's a lot of work to do on this planet, and we've got to get to it. Are there any questions?
No questions, but Marie Antoinette says, hi, ladies. Karen Smith says, hi, Joan from Lake Joy.
Hi.
Carolyn Thomas, hello from the UK. Sharon Dugan is supporting you. Candace is watching. Deidre is watching. Yeah.
All right. I'm glad that people are in support. I know Sharon is, because she's, there's so many of us. So this is really fun. And we're going to, maybe our best bet is to put in, we'll put in the name of the Facebook group. We'll type that in the comments when we're done, and then you guys can join that group, and then next week we'll have this whole class. Is it on there already? Okay. Did I type that in magically?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Okay. Are there any other hellos? It's so fun from Lake Joy, all the way from Lake Joy to the UK to...
So, Eleanor says, right, sometimes I think I'm alone, but it turns out that I'm just not intentionally connecting with like-minded people. I love how communities have such power.
It's so true. Communities do have power, and actually I want to share something. I used to say this. I'm going to show it. Hold on. Look at the cats or something. Okay. So years ago, I used to say that there was an invisible sign outside my door, and it said, and so anybody that was coming to my classes could read this sign. And the invisible sign outside my door said, you've been overly sensitive your whole life. You loved animals probably more than people. You were the weirdo, and now you're home. And then one of my students, Becky, who's a graduate and a teacher, painted this for me. So can you see that? Anyway, so there you go. The invisible sign over my Facebook group. You love animals. You've probably been the weirdo most of your life. You've been overly sensitive, and now you're home. Okay, so anyway, that's what I have to share today. Most of what I've done, I've been really lucky because I was able to. I started this at a time when there weren't a lot of people doing it, and it was, I was someone that actually very much created a Pollyanna bubble around myself. So if people didn't believe in animal communication, I was kind of like, la, 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 la. So I've never treated it like it was, like I had to worry about whether people were into it or not, because in the beginning, and still to this day, I mean, it's almost, well, I'll save that for a second. To this day, I'm not around people that aren't into it. I mean, I just don't have anything in common with them. So I've been really fortunate that I've developed a tribe that's pretty cool. And Claudia, you've been to class here. Are my tribes pretty groovy?
They're awesome. I love the tribe.
Yeah, my tribe is awesome and
Everybody.
fantastic. Everybody. Every single person that walks in the door is so unique and wonderful and brings a special sort of flavor to what they're going to do with animal communication. I have people in my program that have, any minute now there could be a squeak because Abby has that toy. So anyway, but what would an animal communicator's, Facebook Live be without a good dog squeaky toy? Anyway, the thing that I love about the people that come to my groups, to my classes, or even to Facebook groups, is some of them are people that really maybe just want to work in shelters, not just want to work in shelters, want to work in shelters. Some people specialize in death and dying, which doesn't sound like a cheery topic, yet it's probably one of the most fulfilling aspects of this work you could even do. I mean, so fulfilling that I did a TEDx. There are plenty of areas. Some people early on really had worked very hard to stay in the world of competition. Like they've got, they're out there at the horse shows and the dog shows and doing that sort of thing. So there's all different ways to go with this, and sometimes specializing in it is really, really cool. But one of the things that's held us back for so long has been that, science hasn't been with us, and yet more and more science is coming forth with all the stuff about emotions. And, we have to realize that our treatment of animals historically has not been so great. And so it wouldn't behoove science or religion to kind of catch up with the times. But they're definitely coming around, because there's no denying. We know it, and let's just be a force for the good. What
Jasmine Bendor says, can you talk a little about what you will be teaching in your master class next week?
Yes, I'll be teaching basically animal communication. We'll talk to a dog, I'm one of those people that is definitely let's jump in. So right now I'm talking a lot, but when I teach, I try not to talk too much. I let you guys do the work. So we're going to do different exercises, meditations, ways of getting quiet, being able to communicate, doing some things with energy, learning about different aspects of body work, things like that.
Selena Brown says, wanted to say that my close friend, your student, Carrie Betts, has helped me so much with my boys, passing and releasing of my guilt. Thank you for helping her help me.
That's so nice. Everybody loves Carrie. That's awesome. Thank you. That is really great.
And she says, so excited for your master class.
Oh, good. Good. And anyone else?
Janet Fish just joined. She sent a heart. I'm backtracking because there's a few.
Okay. Well, I will be doing this every day this week. You are stuck with me this week. Oh, wait.
There's a question. Do I have to already have a gift telepathy to be in the master class?
You know what? There's no gift of telepathy. It's something we've been doing our whole lives. We were born, you were born this way. I couldn't resist. When we communicated as babies before we learned language, we were communicating telepathically. There isn't a single being on the planet, even a single plant on the planet, that isn't participating telepathically. So all we're doing is, bringing that muscle out from underneath the blubber of language, right? Like we're all in our heads. So we're just going to refine, get down, get dirty, get back to that original way of communicating.
Yasmin Bendor says, wow, that sounds amazing. Thank you. I would love to join the master class. Lori Dragseth says, what is the best way to schedule an appointment with you?
I will get the calendar link to you. Or if you, yeah.
Or I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that sounds, all right. I'll be here tomorrow. So if you have more questions, I'll be here tomorrow. Thank you.